Once upon a lifetime, a liar, a cheat and a saint sat around waiting for their next big score. One said to another, "Did you figure it would take this long?" The saint replied, "No, but when it's here, well, it simply cannot disappoint." Whereupon the liar started laughing devilishly. It's a sad state of affairs. At least there is you and there is me. We tried hard and got here. What does that make us? The cheat surrendered to his one and only true feeling and shouted, "I feel like I've won the game, yet I still act like a loser." The saint, showing no remorse, blatantly replied, "At least you have the ability to love yourself for the loser that you are. That alone is worth 2,000 lifetimes."
Whoa. Come on, hold on, Tiger. Can you just tell them what we're all about?
Let's go. Now, while your presence got me, I've been trying to get my hands on more. I've been taking such lots and lots more than I used to take before. Now, while your monkey begs me, will you screaming from the kitchen floor? Taking so much and no regard, give it here for. Will you keep walking my way and telling me I'm fine? Boy, I'm telling you we're fine. Will you keep walking my way and telling me I'm right?
Live and I like it, take two.
My name is Robert Benjamin van Leeuwen. I'm 29 years old and I'm the drummer of Lift.
My name is Wouter de Smit. My English-speaking friends call me Woody. 20 years of age, and I'm the lead singer and guitar player in the band.
Well, I'm Dennis. I'm the bassist for Lift.
My name is Timo van den Berg. I'm 28 years old and I'm the singer and guitarist for the band Live.
Me and Timo, we met in high school when we were 12 years old. Really didn't become friends until a couple of years later. Started making music when we were 18, I believe. 17, 18. I was playing with a mate of mine. We played Beatles covers and we needed a guitar player. And Timo didn't really play guitar, but he had a guitar. And he was the only mate I had who had a guitar. So I was like, can I borrow it? Was the first question. And so I can learn to play it.
Wouter was getting into the guitar thing. And he was borrowing my guitar, which I already had, but I never used. It's like an Aldi guitar from 100 euros, you know. Complete shit, but everyone used it.
And eventually he wanted it back to learn himself.
And yeah, we passed it around like a doobie. We start going to each other's place and we start writing really bad songs in the beginning. But it was so much fun, you know, because it was like this all different world that I didn't know, which I now could have a voice in or something like that. When I first really got into it, I played like 10 hours a day, I think, and writing and doing what I liked. And it was like so new to me because I never had this kind of thing in my life that made me feel like heard.
And from that point on, we started a band, and that band was Revolver. It was an old band of ours. We played in that band for a couple of years, and back then I was the drummer. and singer as well. A couple of years of playing all around the country, and eventually we broke up.
We're split up from our other group.
Classic band stuff. And we didn't saw each other for, I believe, a year or two. Got girlfriends, things like that.
There was like a big period of time between that and starting again.
Deciding we would be a band was at Ocasies.
Life began, I think, in the Ocasies actually.
At an evening where Wouter and Timo were both separately playing.
Wouter was like playing with Paul and I was playing solo, and we start saying to each other like we should maybe do something together, but Paul lives in Meppel and it was like out of the picture.
And then eventually the itch started again and we just wanted to play again.
But Rob like wanted to pick up the drums then.
And then after this gig, I said to them, shall I be the drummer, you know? And they said, yeah, well, all right, let's try.
So I called him up and asked if he had some songs left. I said I had some songs as well. So let's go to the park. That's like right, let's go. So we showed each other some songs, started the group, called Rob back in because he played with us as well for a couple of years.
And then we just started jamming, like going to my attic and writing and playing oldies and goldies and writing new material, and yeah, we went from there to where we are now. Yeah.
From that point on, we were a three-piece, and we had a band name, we had some gigs, we had some songs.
So I think it began there.
I believe we were talking about what we were about and what our band is about.
Lived was kind of an inside joke we had for a couple of years. Lived meaning kind of being punked, but by life itself.
Yeah, it was about something that our lives are sometimes a little bit screwed up. So.
You got lived. That's like the joke of it.
It was a joke for my friend Norbert, and we always had like this. We have a chat. It's called Life is Work. It used to be called Life is Work, and we would bitch about how we all the time need to go to work and how we all the time have like some kind of bad luck and stuff happens to you which is really like not nice, and we would come up with this and he would just one day he would just say, yeah man, I just got lived, man, because it happened again, you know, something bad happened again. And we were like, virtually of course, we were like, I think this is like a good name for a band.
And it kind of stuck, we liked it. People around us didn't like it, nobody got it, but it took some time, and now I believe people get it and people really like the name. Because
we live this kind of thing, like, and I think everybody does it, and there was like a kind of philosophy about it, you know, because yeah, it's I think it's relatable. If you explain it, people will, most of the time when you say it to someone, they're like, what the hell is that word? And when you explain it, it's like, oh yeah, right, it happened to me today. Yeah.
This is Lives, take 3.
Sun is the earth, so is the moon, so you say. You said you wanna leave it all, but not today. You've got an empty house and an empty bed, and in need of a friend that tries to understand. This circumcision isn't bliss, it's fucking up the way you are. You got to keep on falling. You gotta keep on falling. Keep on falling. You gotta keep on falling. I'm falling in love 'cause I'm in love with myself.
So I joined Live a little later down the road. Firstly, I met Wouter. We both worked at a guitar center.
And I ran into Dennis at some point. We were colleagues at that time.
Music was already right away a connection point for us.
He was a guitar player and a really good one at that. And he knew he was a songwriter and a really good one.
At a certain point, I went to a rehearsal for Live, just tagged along, and yeah, it was already a great night. You know, great vibes, good chemistry, I think.
The way Dennis joined actually, because it was we were just we were just playing a 3-hour set, and I didn't even know this guy, you know, like he was like a colleague of Wouter.
And he came to see us at a gig at some bar, some jazz bar, and we had to play a gig of 3 hours, and it was fun. It was a lot.
Then I watched him playing live at a certain point. Got pretty hammered, and I guess asked him to play in their band.
And he's on the bar, and he's like getting piss-faced drunk.
After the 3 hours, Dennis was completely drunk.
And after, he's just asking, like, can I join your band? Because it's so amazing, and I will drop even my guitar playing for this.
He strolled up to me literally, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, like, dude, can I please join your band?" or something in that sense. And I said, "Sure, but you know, we don't really need a guitar player. I mean, we need a bass player." And he said, "Well, sure, I'll do anything. I'll do anything to join it."
Even told him I would lower myself to a bassist.
And I said, "Sure, man. Let's show your chops. I guess let's hang, let's jam."
In the meantime, I really got to love the bass, so it's alright. It was a pretty good experience right from the get-go, but I did feel like they were really a group of friends, you know. It was not just a professional relationship where you learn your parts and you do your thing.
Before we even got the chance to play bass with him, he already bought like 3 amps, 2 bass guitars, and all other stuff, and we were like, "Oh look, man, this guy's serious."
Yeah, there was really like a period of, you know, really getting to know each other, being really a part of this friend group and not only the bass player.
And of course, he was amazing. He is amazing.
But it was like really a really nice, like awesome moment. Like, wow.
It did feel really natural. We had right away a good vibe, a good connection. So it wasn't really had to struggle with or anything. Yeah, it felt good, but obviously along the months we played together, it got better and better and more natural.
Yeah, from that point on we were a 4-piece, and very soon we found out that we got a multitude of songs, like too many songs. We can fill 3 albums, I think, at this point.
It really moved me in a way because it was so much appreciation from him. That I really enjoyed that, and that really stuck with me the way he joined, and I thought it was hilarious afterwards, of course.
So we immediately started working on the first album, as we did, and we're still working on it today.
It's one big blur of happiness, really. One big blur of happiness.
Surround sound, take 1.
Oh.
I told you to listen, but my voice was meant for none. When I thought I was missing, I gave all along. For the pleasures were in plenty, and the pain was mine to bear. I never settled in for less, my friend, 'cause I know I will care for the world around me, and my life surrounding me.
I'm the producer of the band as well. We really have a do-it-yourself way of recording our things. We have our own stuff. We record it at our own houses. There is a lot of mixing, which I do already during the album, so we don't do everything afterwards. The guys are really involved still, but it's more like I'm their translator in a certain way. They ask me things they want changed, or they feel that certain things should sound different, and often I can, you know, pinpoint more to where that should be or where it should be changed in my experience as a producer. Yeah, the first time I started with it, I really I felt that that was an instrument on itself, so that really got me excited for it. Started learning about it, just figuring things out, trial and error kind of way, and through the years got better at it, I guess. And now I'm doing it for the band, and I feel that works great because you have great conversations on how you want things. There's not really a disconnect between a band and a producer. It's all the same, so that works good for us. What really interested me about Live at first was the way they were playing, and they were in an acoustic setting.
At some point we started playing as an acoustic band with the three of us at that time. And it was actually because we just didn't have a rehearsal room to be loud, so we could practice in like a living room or something like that. Timo's attic.
All the bands I did before were way more like hard rocking bands with 5-minute guitar solos and stuff like that. Really cool on its own, but this was something different, something I hadn't really tasted before, and really sparked an interest in me right away.
I would have loved to play drums from the start, but we didn't have a bass guitarist. So we did acoustic to do easy gigs like in the living room or a terrace from a bar.
Yeah, when I found out they needed a bassist, I really wanted to pursue it.
When Dennis came in the band, and he started playing bass, I was like, yeah, it's really helping me as the rhythm section to have another person with me to keep Wouter and Timo straight. But then we still didn't have a rehearsal room to make noise and to put the drums up. It was through Dennis's roommate. He knows a guy, and he said, yeah, I have a place where you could play drums, and then we were like, yeah, let's do this, because the more time Dennis was playing bass in our band, the more I started to feel like, yeah, we now need this drums to be more dynamic. Cajon is fun to play, but the dynamic options are small. I have no crash, I have no hi-hat. We started November 2022. Yeah, we started with the drums. We finally had our rehearsal room, which was noise cancelling, so we could start. Yeah.
Take 4, it's time to get low.
The first instrument that I learned to play was a drum kit from about the age of 13, 14, I think. From the moment I got it, I used to play like 8 hours a day, like at the school in the evenings, like when I was free. Like my fucking neighbors hated me, man. I used to play drums every day, and so the obvious thing to do was to form a band with me as a drummer, of course. And Revolver, the first band I started, I was the drummer, I was the co-lead singer, and it was great. I really loved to play the drums. I can almost say, and I mean, not so sure, but I really think that I still enjoy playing drums more than playing guitar. I believe there are more options with the guitar, and it's easier to sing with the guitar. That's the reason why I changed, because you can sing your songs behind a drum kit, but I mean you're still behind the drum kit, so people can see you. So. Yeah, there was a point in my life at which point I had said, like, guys, I mean, I just want to be at the front stage. Give me a guitar. And then we needed a drummer, so yeah, I mean, and you can look all around town for good drummers or like music colleges and stuff. But as it was, I had a good friend of mine, my best friend actually, who was the percussionist. He wasn't really a drummer, but he played percussion and he could play drums. So I asked him to play drums, and that was well.
I think I found the love for music really when I was in my first year of college. I studied business economics for whatever reason. I started really getting into the music with Wouter and started really making music together, and I think that's where I had this click, like, oh wow, this is like another different world, because you have some view, you have some thought, you have some vision about something, and we can create it together. Because I also have a vision and some thought about whatever, you know. It rhymes, I think. Did it? So I was 19, and I've really found the passion in music because I could connect with someone through it, and it was really something amazing for me. And it was so different from anything else that I experienced in my life before, because I was always locked up in my room and gaming. I didn't encounter real reality like that. But then I started really getting out of that, and I started really getting into my own feelings because of it. Yeah.
Why I wanted to do music in the first place was it was an amazing creative outlet. It was a way of, it was speaking a language. I could define myself better. I could, say the things I wanted to say better, almost better than with words sometimes. And it was a very, very special moment. I could dedicate hours and hours a day, to something like this, where I had so much problems with other stuff, even dedicating a couple of minutes to it. So it was a real sign for me that it was something special.
I've been around music all my life. My dad, who isn't a musician, but is probably the biggest non-musician music fan on the planet. I think I was 6 years old when I got into hip-hop music, my own thing, something else that my parents loved. That was a big thing, finding something for myself that my parents hated. I found it that I really liked that, the fact that my parents hated it, very in a punk kind of way, As soon as I started to realize what they were singing about, rapping, I just felt oh man, I don't really get these lyrics about bitches and smoking and drinking gin and juice and all that.
My musical thing began when I met my childhood friend Nikki, I think, when we started playing rock band, the Guitar Hero kind, we started playing on the plastic guitars, and that's really when I got introduced to music, because my family they listened to the hit zone top thing, the shit they release every month, and you have the hits like Robbie Williams and those kind of artists. And so I never had a musical background from my family.
12 years old was the moment me and my brother bought Guitar Hero, was the game. And Guitar Hero was a game with the guitar, the plastic guitar, and it was all about classic rock songs like Boston, Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Metallica, which was my first band that I really loved. Metallica was the band for me.
But when I started getting with him, I started playing this game, and also Wouter was there. By the way, he was also a childhood friend, but Nicky was more like my first childhood friend. And we started really playing this game, and we started getting better at it. And soon we came to realize this cliche thing, why the hell do we not pick up real guitars and we start really playing music?
So yeah, I mean, the start was really Guitar Hero. After that, I bought Rock Band, another game, but that included a drum set. It was this is way more awesome. This fucking drumming, you can hit stuff. I played that game for so long, and I got in love with Metallica. And after that, Slayer, and after that, Death. It all became just more loud and more screaming. I was drumming every day, 8 hours a day, and I was just playing my ass off. And I realized, this is what I wanted to do. And for the majority of my teens, I really thought I was gonna be the drummer in a metal band. Then I found out about the Beatles, and then that sounds kind of good. They write kind of cool songs, and I thought, maybe the guitar is a good thing. So let's write some chords, let's write some lyrics.
So that's really where I got my love for music in the first place, in this game. And after a while, I started going to college, I guess it is. Yeah, it's this higher kind of school, and I figured out this is not for me. This is not for me.
And then the rest is history, I suppose. From the Beatles on, it was just making like pop, rock and roll, the thing we do now, I suppose.
Say you plan to come with me. You make it seem like I'm so unkind. Well, try and think like me. Too many things that are on my mind. You don't know me well. Don't pretend to know me at all.
Know Me Well. It was about, I talked about, Timo and I were in a band, Revolver, and the band broke up, some guys left, me and Timo were left over. We were early 20 guys who were just frustrated and at the world, and we saw each other every day trying to make this music happen. You could tell we got frustrated with each other, like we were, like, yeah. And Know Me Well, you can envision it like a song towards a girl or towards a partner relationship, something like that. But it was really, it was towards partner, because he was my partner. He was the guy I saw every day. Like, people usually used to make jokes about us, like that we were married, and because we saw each other every day and we were bitching to each other all the time. And that song was just about an argument we had, something stupid, silly, drunken fights, you know. I really did have fights at that time. He said something like, no, you're this way because I know you. Like, and I just, you don't know me. And I just wrote a song with some chords and some melodies, as you do, right? And then the lyrics came. And it was a bit about him, but I have to say, I only had the first verse and I had the chorus. Second verse I wrote with Timo, so he wrote most of the lyrics for the second verse, and I just like scrambled them around to make it work with the rest of the song. So it's all in good fun now. So.
Don't know me at all. Don't know me at all. You say you do, but you don't know me at all. You say you do, but you don't know me at all. You say you do, but you don't know me at all. You say you do, but you don't know me at all.
My name is Kasia Oberc and I am the director of the movie that you're currently watching. And as a director, I just wanted to say a couple of things. The reason why I wanted to make this movie happen in the first place is because I really want Live to know that they can be proud of themselves. They're amazing. Like, they're honestly fucking awesome, and I've had such a grand time hanging out with them and filming stuff behind the scenes. There is just something about their positive energy, their music, and their passion for music that really stands out to me and inspires me to the point where I'm like, I want to make a movie about them. I want them to realize that they are delivering such fantastic and excellent work all the time, and they deserve some more appreciation than they have.
Jullie zijn echt 4 superleuke, toffe gasten en ik ben echt heel erg trots op jullie alle 4. Vooral bij ieder optreden weten jullie toch weer een lach op mijn gezicht te toveren. Ik hoop echt oprecht dat de muziek jullie nog heel veel gaat brengen. Maar blijf vooral plezier houden in wat jullie doen, want daar gaat het om. Ik wens jullie echt heel veel succes en we gaan elkaar heel snel weer zien. Dikke knuffel.
The time we invest in this band it's a lot. We rehearse 2 times a week. But also the personal relationship I have with the guys is, I think, unique. We know each other.
Yeah, there's some great things we're doing and putting out, so I'm really excited about that.
So yeah, you can imagine that's fun to play with, like, guys you can trust playing along with you.
Once upon a lifetime. It sounds magical. It sounds like, yeah, it sounds like fairies are buzzing around my head now, you know?
When I saw live play and met the guys, there was a real connection and really, burnt this desire to play live again, to be in a band, to have this musical connection with other guys.
I don't see myself in anything else than just this.
I think knowing each other is really what makes me happy. We're true friends.
And not talking to each other, but just looking at each other and feeling the same feeling you know that the other guy is feeling.
I feel blessed to have this.
Yeah, if I think now, if this never happened, I think I would be very depressed.
I'm proud of myself that I went with this.
Makes me feel glad to be alive. If I hadn't had this, then I'd just be depressed all the time, I think.
My life definitely became different after joining, and haven't regretted it since. So happy about it.
Amazingly happy with it.
We're brothers, we're family. We're more than that, actually.
We love each other.
They are more like a family to me, yeah. Definitely, they're more like family to me.
This is, I think maybe even more beautiful than the music we make. Is that bad to say?
Love, bad and good, and we have a middle way. It's called love, I think.
It's undescribable.
I'm afraid it won't be long till the day we won't be young. I just know by your side that if I'm wrong, you leave no answer.
The most realistic dream, the most reachable thing I can accomplish with life would be something I have in my head for a long time.
We always talked about going to the south of France.
Just have a small 6-week, 8-week tour around the coast of south of France. Just play for a place to sleep, play for food, play for drinks. Something like that.
Renting a camper or something like that, and just drive along the beaches, find gigs to play.
It's just about friendship and just playing and just having a good time.
And I think that would be a most amazing experience. So I feel that is really a goal for me at least, and I think for the other guys as well.
And not having a good time in just the reckless stuff, just drinking and partying and all, just feeling good, being around friends, playing music.
The dream is to be able to make a living out of this. So not like being rich or famous, but if I could just pay my living out of this, yeah, that's my personal goal.
Apart from that, I mean, we're working on the first album, and I think there should be a lot more to come.
The goal is to get the album done and perform a lot.
So within 5 years, I hope we have released at least another album, so the second one.
We're already writing songs for the second one.
Maybe a third one. And if we write a hit song, that is great. And if we play a large gig, that'll be great as well.
So I want to play on a bigger stage, as big as possible.
Glastonbury!
But I'm not chasing it anymore.
It would be nice, it would be nice. They never called, but
when it happens, it happens.
I don't want to call it a wish, I just want to work hard for it. But Glastonbury would be nice. Give me a call. I have this one guy I met in the bar like a couple of months ago, I think, and he's a great songwriter, and he always keep telling me like, don't ever compromise your own talents. Don't ever go for anything less than you think you can do. I'm a doubtful person, and I always have like these kind of fallbacks, like, but then I think of these words, and it's like, oh right, I think I can, and I am allowed to really believe in myself that way, because I think I'm maybe arrogant enough to say that I can really do something with the talents I have achieved for myself. Yeah, so never compromise your talents, kids.
I think the best piece of advice I got was to really find your own sound. I mean, it's obviously fine to recreate your heroes and learn from them, but in the end, it's what makes you, which is compelling for other people.
Don't think, just do it. And it's kind of strange, because before you start playing something, you have to learn it, you have to think about it. When you start thinking, you will make a mistake. It's true. If you don't think and just go, then it goes the right way. Yeah, and it works, really, it works.
When some other band member makes a mistake on stage live, don't show it. Don't go. What the fuck did you do? Don't show to your audience that someone made a mistake. Just keep on going.
Did you ever have a feeling of wanting to quit the band, and if so, why?
Long dramatic pause. No. Wait, I think I got it. I think that's it. Everybody gets life the hard way. There aren't any winners, only losers amongst losers. And like that old saying goes, without winners there cannot be any losers. So basically, we're all winners in our own abstraction.
All you want is that all you be. Find out what she says and see. For what it's worth, I'll be all need if you want to stay. Trying to.
Who's the rockstar? Who's the rockstar? You are.
That's a wrap. High five.
Lekker.
Lekker man.
Ja, comfortabel.
Is dat er ook op? Noem maar op.
Ja, bier 5.
Biertje Wouter? Lekker biertje Wouter?
Sorry, wat is fanfare in het Engels?
We zijn ready.
Wat maakt de fout aan?
Je bent een mistake.
Lekker.
Stond al aan.
We kwamen bij elkaar, ik was in de 4e hè, dan. En ik was een jaar blijven zitten, dus ik werd 17. Ik was 16.
Ik was 15 jaar. Ik was 15 jaar.
Ben je maar 1 jaar blijven zitten?
Ja, die is wel leuk. Die is wel leuk.
Leuk.
Hij was er nooit. Hij was er echt nooit. Ik zat bij hem in de klas, hij was er nooit.
Timo.
Ja, ik ben nog voorlopig niet aan de beurs, jongens.
Ja, daarom. We kunnen gewoon beginnen, Wouter.
Volgende nummer.
Live and I like it, take 1.
Take 2.
Take 2, ja.
Moet je nog een keer doen?
Ga jij even zitten?
Zal die maar proberen dan?
Voor de collectie. Bier 6.
Ik zit er echt gewoon echt slokken water te drinken en je filmt precies als een bier.
En als het opvalt, wie ik hier met een pak diploma's en een checks op zak met polens en een bordenschap. Auw, onder de vetgebouwen van de stad naast jou. Laat me vallen, ja, komt het te vallen, één keer op je head. Vergis je niet, het is gewoon echt wel voor mij heel waardevol om die mensen om me heen te hebben. Kijk, die wilde spulletjes niet bezig zijn. I've got these for my brilliant, amazing friend for my birthday. If you can see what's on there, it's Rob holding a joint in his mouth. And it's personal and it's mine, it's my own, and nobody has that, and I like to have that for myself. This uniqueness of personality, this uniqueness of expression.
Hey, wacht even. Wacht even. Ik heb een donut gekregen. Hij heeft een stuk.
SM 52.
Klinkt goed.
Nou, waar zitten we?
Mag ik van jou een biertje?
Dus 1, Hanna.